Geeks and geekettes, it's Chuck Dixon, your old pal, back once again to talk about what I read. People ask me all the time, what you reading? And guess what? I read some more comic books. Well, I never stop reading comic books. I'm like you. Can't get enough. Oh, man. So I'm here to give you my perspective as a big old comic books nerd and a professional comic book writer of the stuff that I've been reading. And what I read recently was a manga called Bakuman. Now, I wish I could remember names and things better. I did a podcast with somebody, and they recommended this comic, highly recommended this manga to me. And I'm glad they did. And if you're the person who recommended it, kudos to you. And I'm sorry, but I got to start writing these things down. So I do a lot of podcasts. What can I say? I forget who told me what. Anyway, Bakuman is it's by two highly successful manga creators, writer and artist. And it's basically about these, I have to assume it's largely autobiographical or somewhat autobiographical. It's a manga about creating manga. These two high school pals become even closer friends when they realize they both share an interest in manga. In fact, the artist actually has a legacy as a manga creator, as his uncle was a somewhat successful comic artist in his own right. And but he has to be urged by his writer friend to get in. His writer friend, I certainly understand this. His writer friend sees his artistic talent and wants to exploit it. He wants to team up with him, create great comics. But the lead character has a bit of a hard time agreeing to do this until he realizes or he learns that the girl that he's been infatuated with all through school, but is too shy to approach, it turns out she has a great interest in anime. And her dream is to be an anime voice actress. And so the two of them enter into this weird romantic pact that if he can create a manga that becomes an anime by the time she turns 18, and she can do the voice for his anime. And so this drives him to become a great manga artist. And as I say, it seems to be highly autobiographical, but there's also a lot of technical information in here about the production of manga, the promotion of manga, how the whole world of manga works. And that fascinated me as an American comic book creator, because the Japanese way of doing things, like so many times is the case with the way the Japanese do things, is entirely different than ours. In that, you aren't assigned a legacy character. Nobody calls a manga artist and says, we want you to start drawing the Adventures of Captain Potato Salad next week. The manga business relies on creators showing up, like doing all the hard work, doing a lot of work. I mean, a lot of pages, basically creating, the opening episodes of a manga on spec and taking it to the companies and getting the go ahead or being told, go home, you're not ready. And if you get the go ahead, the pressure only gets greater, because now you've got to create a manga that the readers respond to and will buy. And you've only got so many weeks in things like Shonen Jump and other weeklies. You've only got so many weeks to garner an audience, or your series is canceled. And and even if your series is picked up, you have to maintain and build a readership over time. No, we've all seen manga that run for years and years and years and years, but that's a rarity amongst manga. So many manga series are very short-lived, and it's because they caught on initially, they got a little bit of heat, and just didn't build enough to continue going on and on and on. Strips like to become household names, become enormous, like Dragon Ball Z or One Piece or any of the rest of them. And but yeah, but this the, uh, the manga, I read the first one and I liked it enough that I ordered a box set of all 20. I want to read all of them because I'm learning a lot from it, and also the story is funny, it's touching, it's interesting, it's really suspenseful. The first volume ends with them finally having enough material put together to see an editor. And so in the second volume they go to see the editor. I haven't read it yet because I haven't got the box set yet. But it's a really fun story, and you know, it's drawn this appealing style. There's a lot of manga parodies in it, and a lot of background stuff about how manga are created. And like I said, it's an entirely different process than the way American comics are created. I mean, there's so many dissimilarities between. There's far more dissimilarities between American comics and manga than meets the eye. Everything about them, how they're put together and everything else is an entirely different process, which I have to imagine is based on the fact that the Japanese were exposed to comics, had no idea how they were done, and so came up with their own way of doing them. It's a terrific read. If you like manga and you want to know more about it, this is a great tutorial, as well as a really entertaining, funny, touching story. And even the romance angles of the story work. They're sort of quaint and cute. So like so many things in Japanese manga are. You know, there's the element of cuteness that's pervasive through stories like this. But excellent stuff, and thank you to whoever recommended it. And since we're recommending stuff, how about Levon Cade's 12th book, Levon's Scourge? This is the 12th book in the Levon Cade series that scratches my Punisher itch. It's vigilante justice stuff. It's a throwback to 1970s men's adventure paperbacks. Levon Cade cuts a swath across 2 continents in his mission to protect his family from an international crime cartel. So anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I will keep on reading, and I will be right back here to tell you all about it.